Hi there. Welcome to Music Prose, where we share stories from beyond the stage. Join us as we explore the highs and lows of musician life and creative minds. Whether you... Sorry, I'm cracking up my guest. We've barely begun, and I've already got her laughing. I love that. Whether you are an aspiring artist or a seasoned pro like us, you are going to find some inspiration, hopefully, humor, definitely, insight, and hopefully a sense of community here at Music Prose, Prose. I am your host, Crystal Cluley, coming to you live from sunny Brea, California, and a beautiful blueberry suite here at Studio 770. If you are interested in podcasting yourself and you don't have the gear or the time to set it up at home and do it by yourself, you definitely want to come check out Studio 770 in this beautiful room, cameras and all the beautiful decor that they've created. So this is the place if you're wanting to do a podcast. Come check out Studio 770. All right. Enough promoing. Let's get into the meat of things because we're going to have so many things to talk about. My guest today is Tober Mei.
Or may not. Depends.
Depends what you ask of her, right?
Yeah,
Tober
exactly.
Tober is a singer and a friend and a beautiful
friend.
person. Long time, I know. I was saying there's a wonderful community of female singers around here, which is really great. I love that we are all kind of supportive of each other,
Absolutely.
rather than competitive. I think that's so important. We women should be lifting each other up.
Absolutely. Amen to that.
Yeah. But you are a little extra special because I think
Aw.
I've known you the longest since I've been here in California. When did I move here? When did I get here? I think 2004 in California. And you were,
Wow, that's a long time. That's 20 years.
It is, but also, I don't think I've known you the whole 20, but I think you were the first person that I subbed for.
Oh, amazing.
As far as doing the cover band, subbing in and out, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about your bands and what
Okay.
you're doing. You had the band that I subbed with you or for you with was the Gypsy Dolls.
Yes.
And that is still going these days.
Yes.
How
we
long
are.
have the Gypsy Dolls been together?
We've been playing 22 years.
Wow.
We are a Long Beach-based band. The founder is Vinny and myself, and we sing everything, like lots of different covers. But I think what makes us different is our whole low-key vibe about us. We always welcome talent, so I always love having you be able to perform when I'm not available, and lots of guests come by and we just throw them up on stage and we feature them. And I mean, we just have a family type
You very
of vibe.
much do. You very much
So-
do. It is like a family and it's really nice. I consider you guys family at this point as well.
Thank you.
So, and I have hired people from your band for other things. You guys have met people through me and hired them. Like
You mean poach? I'm teasing.
well,
kind of not teasing.
I was being nice.
I know you're being nice, but like
Yeah, Vinny may have poached one
We've
of my
been
favorite
around.
guitar players.
we've been around. You don't have to be nice. It's fine. I respect you. It's all good. It's the truth.
Yeah, okay. But I also love that when I come to see you, you're like, hey, and then we get to harmonize. I love harmonies. I love harmonies so much. And harmonizing with another great female singer is
Thank
like
you.
the best.
I love it too. No, I really do. And I think, being able to, challenge ourselves with new music all the time rather than singing the same old stuff is always a plus.
Right, that's true. You're always adding songs. and
always just,
changing things up. I think that's fantastic.
yeah, it's crazy, but it's fun.
Yeah. Well, I love that you also you share videos of rehearsals, or you share photos of your what do you say, words nights, lyrics nights
Yes.
that you have. I follow her on Facebook. Stalk her basically. I stalked over. What can I
Yeah.
say?
You can stalk me too. I feel like it. No, I'm
Yes.
teasing.
How will they find you?
Oh, you can look me up at either Tobes Mei at Instagram, Tobes Mei, MEI, and then or Tober Mei on Facebook. Those are the only two platforms I really go after. I do have some other ones, but I mean, unless you want to see my cats, because I know we
Yes,
share
we
a
share
huge
that
love
too.
of cats. So I then have that also on my TikTok. So anyway,
Awesome. All right, we'll get into cats later.
okay,
Let's stick with the music for now.
sure.
For now. So I was saying you have what you call lyrics nights. Is that right?
Yes.
Or lyrics days where you
Yes.
just work on all your new songs and try to memorize your lyrics.
We absolutely do. Yeah. We come pretty seasoned. I mean, we don't really do much rehearsal, but when we do get together, it usually involves, you know, some really good food, maybe some nice wine to go with it, kind of to
Awesome.
loosen us up. And then we're already prepared to go. So we just go and we just start jamming, and then we just kind of let the music take us where it goes. But we always drill it in pretty quickly, and then we just have to be ready in time for a show, right?
Right.
So,
Right. Got to be show ready.
right.
Well, that's the thing. That's, preparing for gigs. How do you get ready and go do that, right?
Yeah, and if you don't know the words, you just make them up.
You-
Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
I
No,
like
for
it.
real.
You just make them up. All right.
Sure.
Now, see, I am of a differing opinion.
Well, I'm
On
not
that.
classically trained like you. Okay.
Oh, no. It has nothing to do with the training, but I feel bad when I forget lyrics, and I have gotten to a point where because I think I've subbed for so many bands over the last 10, 12, 15, however many years, right? And it's so many different styles and all cover stuff, but so many different things that I think I have something like 730 songs in my iPad that I have lyrics for. Well, yeah, and I can't remember 730
No.
songs. I don't know if I ever could, but I certainly can't now. It's just, that's a little beyond me. So I do take a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of people that are totally anti having iPads on stage, but I have an iPad. I have a mini,
Yeah.
so it's not, glaringly obvious. It's
Yeah.
discreet, and most of the time for me, it's just one line. If I get the first line, if I have to look at the first, then I can remember the next.
Exactly. No,
Right?
I get that. Yeah, so part of my lyrics day, it's not just involving rehearsal, but actually I'll head out to Bolsa.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my earbuds in, and I go over the songs ad nauseum, like over
Sure.
and over again.
Just
I
put 'em
do
on
have a
repeat.
jobby job too, so as I commute and I come to and from work, I also go over the songs ad nauseum. So on the average, I'm singing a good 4 hours plus a day, every day.
Wow.
So there's a lot of practice that goes on with that to keep my chops up.
Yeah,
So-
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Do you find, I know that I do, that I listen so much to learn that I rarely listen to enjoy these days? Do you ever find that?
Well, yes, if I have to learn material. I kind of get super uptight, to be honest with you, when I
you?
have to learn material.
Also.
Oh, it feels like I have to just get it down, and if I don't, and I am one of those that don't use the iPad. So
And I think that's admirable. I think it's great. Yeah.
So I try to just get it. Until I get it, I'm feeling like I just can't relax and settle
okay.
into the song and create whatever I want to do.
Right.
So that's why I do. It's vigilance,
Yeah. Trying to make me look bad. No, I'm kidding.
No, not at all.
I'm kidding.
That's
I'm
not,
kidding.
not at all.
I'm kidding. No, I think that's fantastic.
Thank
And
you.
I mean, I do think that for myself anyway, it's easier when I do the same songs a lot. And even if it's just adding a few songs here and there, I can add a few, but I can't add a whole night's worth all at once.
Oh,
You know
no.
what I mean? If I'm just walking in as a sub. The songs that I do on the regular, I know.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of
That's-
muscle memory.
It
really.
absolutely is.
It just
yes.
kind of goes in and you plug in and then you're right there, and that's always exciting, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I focus on. But I do listen to a lot of new or music that I don't normally listen to. Like I've been open to newer genres just to kind of give it a listen, and yeah, it's surprising. Like me
Yeah.
revisiting a lot of the '90s stuff has been a lot of fun.
I
Because
love
like
the
I think we've
90s
done '80s to death, even though people find it enjoyable. But
They do. They still do. Yeah.
But then we try to bring in all the new stuff and then put a spin on it. Like the other day, we just did "What's Up," but then the boys had an idea. They're like, "Let's do it in bossa nova," and I'm like, "What?" It was fun and it worked out. It was.
Let me
fun.
guess whose idea that was.
Yeah. Of course. And I'm like, y'all are talking to Crystal, right? You're like, you're going to bring out this jazzy vibe in me. I'm like, oh, good Lord. Okay, fine. We'll just do it, And
That's
it worked out and everything. It took me, like, the whole beat thing took me by surprise. I was
I
like,
love
what
that.
the heck? What are we doing here? Anyway, it was fun.
Yeah. Dave and I were on a gig. Vinny wasn't on that gig, but Dave was. And what were we to play that funky music?
Uh-huh.
And Dave's like, let's go like a samba. The next, really? We're doing Play the Fucking Music as a samba.
Dude, really?
Of course we are. Of course. Yeah. Okay.
I want to hear it. Like, you guys didn't record it. You guys didn't like tape it.
There's a little video clip of
Okay.
it somewhere. I think it's on my Facebook, but
Oh,
yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
I'll find it and send it to you.
I love
Yeah.
it.
But it's wild playing with people like that just want to, let's go do this way. I've done Goodbye to You, the old Scandal tune from the 80s.
I love that.
But as reggae. All right. Actually,
Okay,
when you
so
said
it's
what's up, I
doable.
was thinking that I've done that reggae as well.
Okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
fun.
And
That
I've
is-
done Britney Spears. What's the Hit Me Baby? I think one more time, whatever. As a swing.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, one of the songs that you do on the regular is Sweet Dreams, that you do it as a swing, don't you?
We do it in jazz, yeah. So I do a little scatting at the end, and
Yeah.
and part of that is we usually play it with our stripped band, which is, doesn't involve our percussionist, but we just have kind of
It
like
still
this
involves
low key. Definitely, definitely. We always say, unless you pay Vinny enough, I guess.
It's a different kind of strip.
Yeah, it's kind of like Freebird. We don't take less than $300.
There you go.
But that kind of thing. I know. Vinny's just like, what? I love
Awesome.
you, Vinny. So anyway.
So that's the Gypsy Dolls,
Yeah.
and the stripped is just a, what did you said, 3-piece?
It's a 3-piece acoustic, and we do kind of like the dinner vibe. It's usually for smaller venues, and what I love best about doing stripped is we get people to sing along. We want to encourage those to kind of bring out their inner divas, or for me, inner divas, but also men who wants to sing along and stuff like that. And
They can be divas.
and they can sing it. Yeah, I guess they can. That's true. That's true. We are in
I've known a few
we are
men
in
who
an
are
inclusive,
definitely.
inclusive time now, aren't we? So anyway, so whatever floats your boat, man.
Right.
But we do encourage that, and it's a lot of fun, and we have some amazing supporters of our music that
You do.
that love to come by and
Yeah, you do.
jump in and sing when they want, or just be there and feel the vibe. We really like to evoke that positivity,
Absolutely. Well, and that goes back to what you were saying earlier about it being kind of a family thing. It very much is, and you have really loyal supporters.
Yes,
I
yes.
know.
I'm very grateful for that.
I feel special when I feel accepted at one of your gigs.
Oh.
Because if I show up and you're not there and they're like, "Where's Tober?" But
No,
they
but
they
it's-
stay to support me as well as they would support you.
Girl, you
that's-
hold your own,
I know, but
and-
it's just like I said, you have such a community
Thank you. No, we
that you have garnered, and yeah,
we love that, and that's what we encourage too.
yeah.
So a lot of Long Beachers, a lot of Long Beach bands. So we encourage all of them to just know that, hey, we're just a fun band that wants to have to have fun and just share.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think that's why you've been at it for 22 years.
Yes.
That's why it's still a popular experience. You know?
yes, well, it's definitely two sides of me. There's a dichotomy. There's the whole jobby job side, and then there's also the musician creative side. So, and then the mom runs right through the middle too, because I have 2 kids, and
Right.
so that's kept me grounded, but not really able to pursue music full time. So it just that's kind of how I morphed into this
I see.
thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This person, I guess. I don't know.
This person.
I'm just, I'm really, I'm very, I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful for
You
everything.
are. You're blessed. You have a lot of things. in
A
your
lot of
life.
things.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't do the jobby job thing. Sometimes I think I should.
but
I
you're,
have
but
in
you're
the
a full-time
past,
musician,
but-
That's
Yeah, well, yeah, but
it's not for the faint at heart, let me just say. I mean, it's been a really hard industry, to be
No,
very
it's
honest.
not.
And,
Yeah.
it's...
What is your jobby job?
I
Since you called it that,
am
we're gonna call it that all
well,
day.
right now
Let's-
I'm an assistant general manager for a skincare line locally here in
And
LA.
is that why you're so glowing? It must
Yes.
be. Okay.
Definitely. And but I've been in the beauty industry 34 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I
didn't
do a
know
lot of
that.
product development, so that's also part of my
Interesting.
creative side too. But
I was just going to say that's creative as well.
it is.
In a different way, but
It
it's still
is a
creative.
lot of business that needs to be made, but basically my boss poached me from
More
from what
poaching.
I did. Yeah, there's more poaching out there, which I've been very happy to be part of helping to grow the business.
That's
So,
great.
but that's what I do full
That's
time.
what you do. You know, when I did have jobs, it's going to become a thing.
Chubby jobs.
Jobs. When I did have jobs, I did a lot of printing. My family was into that sort of thing. My granddad actually ran a printing press in his basement for his tiny town
Awesome.
local community, and my aunt ended up becoming a graphic designer, so she was an artist and did
Love
that.
it.
I think that I designed and created a little like notepad when I was maybe 8 or 9 years old, using granddad's stuff and my aunt helping me out and printing it on his press. So I ended up jobbing at print and copy shops
Yeah.
for years. I did a lot of that. And I still thought of that as creative. I wasn't just sitting behind a desk, I was actually doing the machines, putting the artwork together or whatever. So I felt like it still was creative enough,
Yeah.
right, to keep me
Yeah.
going. But yeah, I did decide at one point that I had enough of the 9 to 5-ish kind of
Yeah.
world.
It's not easy, but as
No.
a single parent too, I mean that was something that was necessary
Right, that's a whole
for
other
me.
thing.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to be in that beauty industry, that space, and then just really grow into that space. So I think now that I've evolved, being where I am right now, I feel like I've been able to contribute because I used to also teach at Fashion Institute
Oh, I
for
didn't know
packaging
that.
design for beauty.
Awesome.
I did that for a few years and to try to give back. That was like my alma mater, and then
Great.
eventually I was able to just take all these skills and just kind of combine it with the company I work for now. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see, because I'm still learning new things. It's a way different grind than music. I know,
Yes,
your
but-
fans aren't here to listen to my spiel about business, but I mean, business has kept me grounded too, and kids have kept me super grounded.
Everything that works for you.
Yeah, no, for real. And then to be able
Whatever
to
it
eke
is that
out,
works for
yeah, to be able to eke out music on the side is just, to me, icing on the cake, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to ask about your first musical experience.
Okay.
Like, when did you find this love for music? And was your family at the time supportive of it?
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Okay, how do I say this without...
Without
yeah. Okay. So, I'm Filipino background, just so you know. So you're like, okay, so everybody's got a karaoke machine. And it's the truth. Every Filipino family has a karaoke machine. So I grew up with the karaoke
Yeah.
machine, but with the 8-track tapes, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I remember distinctly my grandmother, who was 4'8" and with hair down to here, wearing a muumuu and stripy socks, sitting on the big
can
orgy
picture
couch,
that.
right?
Yes.
And I was trying to hit this note. It was Whitney Houston,
Ooh,
The Greatest Love of All, and I remember I probably was
great song.
maybe junior high at
Hard
the
song.
time, and I could never hit the note. And she'd always sit there and just go, do it again, and I'd be like, okay, and I'd push it and try again and again, and then I finally hit it. And that's all that it took. And then I said, okay, well, where can I go with this? And next thing I know, I was doing Celine Dion. I was doing Mariah Carey.
Wow. You were doing the
I was
big
trying to
stuff.
bust. Yeah, so I think that's how I developed my voice.
Wow.
And my family was not supportive at all
Oh,
with
no.
it.
Oh, no.
They wanted me to be a nurse. They actually, my dad
Interesting. Okay.
basically said, you will be going to nursing school. I didn't have a choice at
Oh,
the time.
boy.
So I had to go.
Isn't family fun?
Yeah, it was that dynamic really sucked. It really sucked.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
But
I had similar family issues, but
so I dropped out. I just said, screw it. I'm gonna go and be a theater arts major, and I got disowned. So-
no.
Yeah, I did.
Really disowned.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So then, being
Wow.
that I lived in Long Beach because I was going to Cal State at the time, my girlfriend got me a job, and I just, I would do karaoke contests to pay bills,
Awesome.
pay my phone bill, to pay my SCE bill, and
Yeah.
that's how it got me started. Then I ended up at Barwinkle's, and then I ended up being a KJ there for a while. So karaoke really got me into what I needed, and then that's how I met Vince, because Vince, his family had been frequenting Barwinkle's at the time.
Okay.
And then he said, "Why aren't you in a band?" Because I really started late. And I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
And I can picture him saying that too.
Why?
Yeah, it's so matter of fact.
Because my parents won't accept it. That's the reality of it. So he brought me in. He took me in under his wing, and we did some originals. We did Write One, Don't Know What Your Deal Is. That was when my one and only marriage failed. I've been divorced 20 years now, but I wrote the song, and it does drop 14 F-bombs. There was no hate in that song, but I think what fans will come to know, singers and fans, I think they come to know, like, I sing with so much, I don't know, feeling and how I deliver music.
Yes,
I think people consider me maybe a power vocalist, even though I have a poppy kind of background.
No, you're 100% a powerhouse.
But I love singing hate songs. Chick hater songs. I mean, I can't get enough of it. I mean, anything. Like, you do an amazing job with You Ought to Know. But man, that just starts it off, and then it just goes from there, right? Every single song, you just want to like sing it with so much conviction and so much oomph, and you just want to blow the pants off of people. I mean, like, really. But I love that. That thing just makes me so happy to do. And I think in many ways it was super cathartic, because I mean, really, because as women, like in this industry, I think we kind of are traumatized. I think, and there's just a way you have to kind of get out of that, and the way to do that, at least for me, was singing these kind of songs. So,
I love that.
Right?
That's a really good segue into another interesting topic.
Yeah.
That I wanted to bring up was being a chick singer in this industry, right? Like, when I decided that this was what I was going to do and I wanted to be in a band and all of that fun stuff, I grew up in a very small town in Western Maryland, and I found that people were just not really warm and welcoming of having a female singer. And in fact, one band that I did end up joining, but they actually said, female singers are trouble.
How so? I'd love to hear this perspective.
I don't know. I didn't ask for details. They're just, well, you're trouble. I'm assuming that they were perhaps thinking of like Fleetwood Mac type issues or who knows what. But then, and oddly enough, that sort of ended up happening in a way. But
that's another one. That's another day.
It's actually related because I wanted to. There were only a few. Again, a small town. There's only a couple of cover bands, So if I wanted to be in one and do this thing, I had to find somebody ready to accept me. And I was dating a guy at the time who was a drummer, and this particular band wanted him to play. They wanted him to join the band as the drummer, and he, being nice for once in his life, that's a terrible thing to say. Okay, he was capable of being nice. There were times he was nice. But on the whole, there's a lot of really great reasons that he's in my past. But at that moment, he actually stood up for me and said, well, I will come play drums for you if you will at least give her an audition.
Nice.
At least hear her. Let her sing for you. Check it out. Give her a
like
shot.
Lindsay, dude. Whoa, that's
right?
Crazy. Okay. Right on.
So they did. They ended up actually giving me the audition. I wowed them. Thank you very much.
Amazing.
And I got the job with the band. But then when he and I split up, it was a whole, it was a whole thing. But yeah, I was not immediately welcomed into this industry. And I think, that was many years ago. I do think it's changing now, but I still think it's sadly still a misogynist kind of industry. It's a very ageist industry in some ways.
Ageist, for sure, yep.
Have you just found that as well? I mean, you've been with this particular band, the Gypsy Dolls, for a long time, but...
Gypsy Dolls are great. I mean, I think we accept each other for who we are.
Exactly.
For sure. I think...
but did you have trouble breaking in as a female singer and
you know what? I think a lot of that... I think I think a lot of it, looking at it now, is just more of what I created in my head. I know that there is that whole misogynistic. I really have been kind of sheltered as a band because I've always stuck with Gypsy Dolls and Stripped. I really haven't ventured out like you and done other bands and other ventures. I haven't really even subbed a whole lot. I do have my tribute band now, the Mick Adams and the Stones.
I wanted to bring that up as well.
But but all
are you the only female singer in that group?
I am.
Okay.
I'm the backup singer. I'm to do,
Right.
you know, the Gimme Shelter and just, you know, the whole Mary Clayton, you know,
Yeah.
Lisa Fisher vibe.
Badass.
Which has been great. And that has really, truly helped me to up my game as a vocalist, you know, for showmanship and things and professionalism. They are absolutely tight as in terms of professionalism. We are not allowed to consume alcohol, nothing like that when we're performing, and which is a first for me because, as you know, when you start out singing, you know, it's like, let's be honest here, you know, you're taking 3 shots of tequila before you go up if you're not comfortable, right, with the whole thing,
right.
And
shy or nervous,
and bands, you know, like when we play like bar gigs and stuff, it's about having fun. So you're loosening up, you're doing things, it's kind of lax, you know, whatever, and you're having fun. But this taught me, no, it's absolutely not acceptable. You have to perform first, you know, and do things. But kind of getting back to the whole topic of discussion, I think I was sheltered, and I think a lot of the things like growing into the band, I kind of adopted things like, okay, it was the way I looked, how I dressed, to be accepted. To be seen more as to be objectified, really, not really the vocal talent that was necessary, even though it was there. But I wasn't secure with myself. I think that there's a lot of insecurity running through them, which there during that tenure, and having to work through that to be really comfortable with myself and just not give, you know, has taken a long time to do that. Right. Exactly. As this cup denotes.
Give zero.
Yeah, and it took me a while to get there. I mean, and I've been
absolutely.
humbled along the way because I've had opportunities to record with some very special people and let them down because I was not secure with myself. So it was a harsh reality. I had to really redefine how I was going to be as a vocalist. I was given second chances, which I was super grateful for, and I took them, and I absolutely changed my whole view. I'm not really just about vibing up, working on myself, going through the therapy that needed to happen. I know this sounds so deep, but I mean, honestly, it took that kind of like...
It can be.
That whole journey to be able to go, okay, I will take this seriously. I have a responsibility to, as a female vocalist especially, to bring that power for other women out there, female vocalists that aspire. So, I mean, when I see a crowd and I see younger kids and they're singing along, it does nothing but just tickle me because I want them to be able to know that they can do it too.
Right.
And for whatever that looks like. And I just put it out there to the universe. And I allow things to happen. And so far, it's been an amazing journey so far for me. I mean, now that I figured it out, you know, I think I figured it out, but we'll see. But it's been a grateful experience, truly. I can't even express it more. And, you know, it's not all about chick hater songs now. Now it's like I've kind of like vibed into this whole like, okay, she's a power singer now. And I'm like, oh, I am a power singer. Oh, okay.
You are.
Cool. You know, whatever that means, you know.
You are very powerful in many ways.
So, thank you.
Many ways.
Thank you so much. No.
You are a powerful woman. And you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with therapy and going through things like that. I've done that too. I think a lot of us have. You know, when I said in our opening about creative minds, right? I think a lot of us musicians, creative types, struggle with a lot of what you just were mentioning. Yeah. We doubt ourselves in so many ways. And if people aren't supportive, right? Your family wasn't. My family got me into music, but when I said I wanted to do it for a career, like no. You know? But you know, you taught me and you got me all the lessons, and then I want to do it, and you're like, nope. No, do something else. You'll have to have something. You won't be able to make a living at that. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I didn't do it to prove them wrong, but I'm proud of myself that I have proved them wrong.
You have proved them wrong, and
you know what I mean.
They can't take that away from you. And for the record,
exactly.
I pursued the career for business. I did get my degree at Pepperdine. I did do all these things, exactly what my father wanted me to do. I got
Did all
there,
the stuff.
and so did all my siblings. They all managed to get their degrees. They ended up going into business-related fields. But we also have a creative side. So, like my half-brother, for example, he's one of the founders of the Mei Theater Company, the first Asian American theater company in New York City.
Wow, that's
He's the one who
fantastic.
he's the kind of sibling that goes, yeah, you're just okay, but let me kick your butt, and let me show you what
One
it
of
is.
those. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Gotta
I'm
one-up you.
teasing. He's very humble about it, but my dad has actually accepted. He's accepted a lot of what I do now, and he's a cheerleader now. It's taken him a
Oh, that's
while,
great.
but he's like, oh, look at you, you're traveling and you're going doing these gigs, these travel gigs, and you're doing your business side, and you're, taking care of the family. And
Yeah.
my kids are great. They're independent, and if anything, like, again, getting back into singing, it really took a lot for me to decide that I want to be the best example for my kids. How can I show that positivity that they can do it too, and be the strong alpha person
Right.
that I've ended up being, really.
Yes.
Because,
You are a powerful presence.
Thank you.
100%. I was going to ask you if your kids are creative at all. I think your daughter Megan does sing. Is that right?
Yeah, she was part of the whole show choir scene. And
Awesome.
she's not in it now, but I know it usually taps in later. Like, I mean, I started late. They start late,
Yeah.
So it's all going to come whenever it does. But yeah.
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 And I'm sorry, I don't remember your son's name. It's Megan. And
Bryce.
Bryce. That's it.
He's a skater. He's a total Long Beach skater. And
Awesome.
he's like, yeah, I mean,
Gnarly dude.
So one of the things, well, yeah, because one of the things is my parents, my dad especially, we have a very special relationship. We can talk about business. Everything is cool. The minute I start talking about things like parenting, he tunes out. Like, it's just, he has this thing, he selective hearing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But,
Yes, I do.
But yeah, it's just how my kids are and how we vibe. I support whatever they want to do, 110%. I don't care what they do. They could be a street sweeper for all I care. If they want to do it, as long as they do,
If that's
do
what
the
they
best
want and they do the
job
best at there
it
you
possible, I really could care less. And so he actually, he took on a really awesome job now, that full benefits and stuff as a domestic salesperson for a really great hard goods skateboarding company, local. And
So he combined his love of skating into
he
his
did.
business.
And see, so that's what I
That's very
wanted,
smart.
right? That's
Yeah.
exactly what, not what I wanted, what he wanted, but that's how I encourage.
But, right. What you want for him.
Yes.
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 Tell me more about Mick Adams and the Stones. Tell me a little bit more about that. And you just mentioned that you were traveling.
Yeah.
And that's got to be tough too, especially when you have another job and you have family. How do you balance all of that?
Well, before I accepted the position, just for the record, because I know my boss will be listening to this, we did accept the terms, right? I was going to be able to do these gigs,
Right.
He was cool about it. And that was one of the requirements of me accepting the position. But Mick Adams and Aaron, they're amazing individuals, so talented. I mean, Mick goes way back to the days. I mean, just he has a whole litany of shows and bands that he's performed with, and all of the other musicians too as well. I mean, Shane and Ronnie and all of them, AD, all of them. They're so good. Dave Hecker is amazing. They're all top notch, and so it makes it easier. It makes it easier when you perform with that type of caliber, right?
100%. Yes.
It's
I've
because
often
you've been
said-
in other ones where they
Oh,
train wreck
yeah.
and it's painful, right? And you're just like, God,
Absolutely.
I have to get through like 3 sets of this,
Yeah. It's going to be a long night.
Thankfully, that's not happened, and they're so great. They're amazing. So they found me at the Ship.
All
So
right.
Mick
right.
and Aaron found me at the Ship, a gal through a mutual friend, and they said, you need to listen to this girl, and they were looking for a backup singer, and so they came and saw me, and then they came and saw me again, and immediately, our guitarist at the time, Monty,
Right.
he
I
actually
remember.
came up and he goes, "They're gunning for you," and I said, "What are you talking about?" I had no idea, and then I took off for a trade show. I was in Hong Kong. And then I got an inbox from her, and she's like, "Hey, do you know any Rolling Stones songs?" And I'm like, no.
Really? You didn't know any at all?
Dude. I was like, it's a dude that sings this, right? Like, what the heck? And she.
Had you never been asked to cover any?
No.
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 Oh, that's interesting.
Not once. And then so.
Wow, I have actually.
Have
So
you?
to me, that's funny. Yeah.
See?
I just as a vocalist in general, not even a backup singer, but well, do you know Dave that plays guitar with you guys
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
I used to back him up on a few Stones tunes in another band, but yeah, I've been asked to do like Beast of Burden, Honky Tonk Woman,
No.
like, Miss You, some of those.
No, these are dude songs. So like for me.
I mean, they are, but well, you sing other dude songs. Though.
I do, but I didn't. Yeah. See, that's like.
Right? That's the thing. When we cover whatever. I do Journey and what's the name? Aha and like Guns N' Roses, all that AC/DC. We do all that stuff. So I just found it kind of odd.
Weird.
You'd really never been asked to do a Stones tune.
Never been. Not ever.
Wow.
So.
What about Beatles?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I have been asked to do Beatles.
Because those are always like
I always
Stones,
kept,
Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it's the genre. Maybe that's
Maybe.
the reason. So I
Well,
think it was
also
never.
the decade, right?
I think that's what I meant. Was the decade.
Yeah, we
like
do more 80s and
right
beyond.
Yeah. So she shot me over a video of "Gimme Shelter," and I listened to it and I was like, wow, this sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So then I came in and I just did it, and then they said, okay, now you got to learn 21 songs like in a few weeks. It's like, okay.
Go back to those lyrics days, right?
I did, and then I literally
go to the woodshed.
Yeah, I mean, I literally listened to every documentary. I really just kind of just put everything in there and focused really super
You went
hard.
all in.
No, I did. I wanted to know about the band, their drama, all of it, just to really get into it and deliver the song authentically as I could.
Right, that's
So,
great.
Yeah.
So did you also watch the documentary about, what is it, 20 Feet from Stardom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Those backup singers.
So incredible.
Right?
Yeah, it put everything into perspective, And again, that whole objectifying women back in the day. It's like, wow, this thing like runs generations deep.
Oh yeah, it's deep. Yeah.
In the industry. So, whatevs. I mean, whatever. That's all I can say. Like, you want a power singer, then yeah, I'm girl. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but take me as I am.
Yeah, take me as I am. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Whatever.
Nope.
So
Not anymore.
Yeah.
No, I used to do the same thing. I used to, I can't eat that because I have to fit into this outfit and I have to then my hair has to be perfect and it gets old.
We called it skinny fat days, right? Because all we did was smoke cigarettes and drink. Hardly ate anything, but we looked hot.
Right.
But now it's like I could really, seriously, degaff. I really don't. It is what it is. It's fine. If I'm inspiring one person in any way whatsoever, then I did my job, right?
And I like that there's this whole movement these days about body positivity, like you were saying earlier. It makes a big difference to be able to just accept yourself as you are and have other people accept that as well.
Absolutely.
It's a big deal. It's definitely a nice change. I do think things are changing.
Yes.
They're slowly, but they're changing.
I think
things are coming around.
I think so. Or we're changing. It's one or the other.
Maybe a little of both.
All the younger kids, they can go through the whole thing. We're all in the same journey to the middle, right? That's what they say in Almost Famous. The journey all the way to the middle or something. So, but yeah, being an older chick, it's kind of like I had to take care of myself. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Oh, no.
And so part of that was I didn't want to get on the drug, like the over, with the prescription stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, so my son invited me to his gym, which they lift heavy weights. And that was painful.
A video of you doing a deadlift.
Yeah, I did a deadlift of 275. I hit my PR. But yeah, it's taken a while to get there, but that's absolutely helped reverse a lot of that. And
sure.
I always strongly encourage women to do heavy lifting and, to do all that, supplements, all of that.
Right.
Anything holistic, all
Yeah,
that.
I'm the same
So,
way. I don't even like to take Advil unless I really have
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
If I'm in so much
Same.
pain that I have to, I will.
Same.
But I would rather find other ways,
Yeah.
to make myself feel better. So,
Yeah.
and when I went through some depression, a doctor wanted to put me on antidepressants, and I'm like, no, I want to fix the problem. I don't want to just feel better.
Good for you.
I want to fix whatever is making me feel this way. I don't
Exactly.
want a drug to just mask it.
Exactly.
Plus, antidepressants can be tough on your voice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of things actually. One of these days, I'm going to have a vocal therapist on the show because I want to talk about some of those things. But yeah, Benadryl, antihistamines,
The drying.
decongestants, they'll dry out the vocal folds.
Right.
The only time I ever lost my voice on a gig, I had a cold. It was January and it was outdoor gig, so I'm thinking I got to prepare, right? And I took a Benadryl, and it wasn't even the one with the decongestant in it because I knew better than that.
Mm-hmm.
I just did a saline nasal solution, just salt water, right? Saline, and took a Benadryl a good probably 4 or 5 hours before the gig, and still, end of the second set, living on a prayer. What?
Oh no! Oh,
It just. And I was mortified. I'd never been so afraid in my life because this is how I make my living. This is what I do, right?
sucks.
First thing I did, I made it through the rest of the gig. Couldn't really sing any high notes, but I made it through the rest of the gig. Thank goodness. And then went home and called my old vocal coach. And the first thing he asked me was, "What did you take?"
Oh no!
First thing out of his mouth. Because I'm like, I never lose my voice. I never lose my voice. So it was so frightening. So yeah, I've started into that journey about the holistic stuff as well, not wanting to take the drugs, rather take supplements, herbs, vitamins, whatever.
Yeah.
And we have to do this, especially with you traveling. I don't travel as much as you do. It's really hard on us.
Oh gosh,
It can
it
be
is.
very stressful, and especially on a singer.
Yes.
Because the guitar is going to be this, and you can tune the guitar, and you can, right? But our bodies are our instruments, and if we're tired or sick or whatever, it's going to affect our performance.
Amen to that,
Right?
sister. No, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean,
So how do you
Yeah.
work with that? When you're traveling so much.
you just take
You're
time
very
for you.
busy.
Yeah, no, you have to take the time and be disciplined and stuff, and that involves not a lot of drinking. For example, I used to smoke for I don't even know 24 years, and then I went to vaping. I started actually I couldn't get past the second set, and then
no.
so then I went to vaping when vape just came out. And then
Yeah.
I managed to just completely quit altogether, and I haven't looked back since because it was
for
a
you.
choice. It was a
Bravo.
choice. I either would not be able to sing and smoke, or I don't smoke and I get to sing. So that was an easy choice for me.
Right.
So
yeah, if you're faced with a one or the other,
Yeah, it is.
really
But-
puts things into perspective.
yeah, but a
doesn't
lot
it?
of rest and definitely drinking a lot of water. I mean, one of my guilty things is coffee. I do love
me too.
coffee.
We're-
You just can't drink enough.
Usually
coffee.
there's water in these mugs, ladies and gentlemen, but today
Yeah.
we're on a coffee kick.
Yeah, so it's just that, yeah, putting yourself first. I think as a woman, as a single parent too. I mean, I think we never came first for a long time because we had, when you have kids, you're no longer the
Absolutely.
first, right? So
Right.
to be able to be an empty nester and be able to appreciate that, and I get to say, ooh, I get to come first now. Wow, what do I
Yeah.
do with myself? I mean,
Whatever you want.
pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
That's got to be very freeing,
Yeah,
right?
no, it is. So yeah, so I'm I want to say very specifically skilled music, and then my Jobby Joe, yeah, and then weightlifting. But I mean, it's these.
Now, how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing it for a couple of years. I have a long way to go. I get up at 4 in the morning.
Woo.
Yeah, I
That's
hit
what
the
time
5
I
o'clock
go to
class.
bed.
See, I know, as a true musician. So
That's
this is
hard.
the thing about musicians. It's so hilarious because y'all are up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and I'm like, I have to go to bed. It's 8 o'clock. I've got to go to bed now.
Oh my god.
And that's so not like a typical musician.
No, what,
So-
and how do you do that when you have a gig that goes until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, go home, crash. Get up. I force myself to go because I always feel better. I'm at that point now when I go get up for the gym that if I don't go, I'm crotchety. I'm
Got
a
it.
crotchety, mean manager. So yeah, I have to go. I just go. I feel better, and We take naps now. It's allowed, when I get home. We get off early. But
Naps are
I have to
great.
get up early because I have work early. So,
Right.
So I get off early, which is good. But it took a little getting used to.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I don't think so. But you've been doing it for so long, so I understand.
Well,
Yeah.
when was my last day job? Jobby job.
Jobby job.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Now I'm really having to think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I teach music lessons. I teach piano, singing, and beginning violin. But I do it for myself because the last time, so I guess you could call that my last jobby job, was when I was teaching for a school or a studio. And we we had a falling out about a gig.
Oh, dude.
Right? I mean, and again, like you were saying that you told these people before you took the job.
Yeah.
Made it clear that you were going to want to still do these gigs, right? And I did the same thing, and they seemed like they were fine with it. But then this office manager on a power trip, she was a little bit crazy. I had given them days that I was available, and they were supposed to book me within those days. Well, I had a really nice gig come up. It was actually a fun gig for the Special Olympics.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Up in Studio City on one of the lots, and and I really wanted to do the gig, and I checked my schedule and I did not have anything there. So I said yes to the gig.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think just a few days before that, she put something on the schedule, and it's a trial lesson that's for free. And I'm like, I'm going to be doing this gig that day.
Yeah.
Can they do that trial some other time? And she's like, well, you said you were available on this day and time, and if you're not going to be, then we don't need.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, really?
Yeah.
Really? It's going to be like that? Oh. So that was hard, but it was another where I just, okay, well then, And so I was kind of forced into making the decision.
Good for you, though. I mean, that you were able to take that leap of faith because
It wasn't easy, but yeah.
See, I've never been forced to make that my priority, meaning music 100% of the time. Always had my jobby job to fall back on. But I can tell you this, in our industry, women in our industry are crazy. Crazy.
Which industry is that? Because
The beauty
musicians
industry
are kind of crazy
No,
too.
the beauty industry. I can count in one hand the bosses that I've had, and let me tell you, they've brought me hell and back, hell and
I
back,
can
hell
imagine.
and back, and
Yeah,
they've tested me. I don't burn bridges, but I can count them in one hand. And but then I wish the best now. I was able to get over it, but let me tell you, they suck.
Yeah.
Women suck in business. They are out to get
Sadly,
you. They
a
will
lot of them
stab
do.
you. They will jockey for your position.
Yeah.
So thankfully, my boss is an awesome gay man. I love him to death.
I love that. Yes.
He's amazing.
Hey,
and
we
actually,
all need a gay BFF.
He's amazing.
Right?
No, he's hard. He's so
That's great.
hard. He's so hard. But I mean, he's great. I respect it. I respect him so much.
Good, good. Well,
So.
it's good that you can find that.
Yeah.
I think you're right that women, especially in the corporate world, and I mean in general, even with gigs, I've been kind of, I don't know what's the right word for it, but
Go on, say it.
there have been rivalries that haven't always been supportive
Oh, good
rivalries,
Lord.
if you know what I mean.
That's another topic.
It is. It's a whole other conversation, but I think especially in the corporate and the business world, it's even more so because women aren't expected to be in that industry, and they feel like they have to prove themselves, right? So they have to be extra.
Extra.
Yeah.
So extra.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
All right, we're going to end up running out of time. This
Yeah.
happens every time. We have such great conversations with these wonderful people that I bring on this show.
Aw.
So we may just have to have Tober back again
Oh,
sometimes.
thank you so much, Crystal, for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Love you.
This is so good. One of my oldest friends here in
Yes.
California.
Yes, and we're going to keep rocking.
And it was funny too because we didn't even meet each other for a while because I was subbing for you.
Yeah. I know. It's like two
So we
ships
were not
passing in the night.
we were never on the same gig for a long time there, but
But we had that one time when everything collided. At, like, think Stillwater.
it all collided.
It all came together, and we had it was just a huge reunion.
together.
Yes. All right. Talk to you.
Beautiful. So what's coming up for you? Let's tell people
We're
what's coming up in the next few weeks or so for you.
gonna be traveling to Ohio Yeah, we're going to Ohio. Mick Adams and the Stones. We're going to be performing there.
Awesome.
And then we've got other gigs too. Coach House, August 31st.
San Juan Capistrano?
That's always such a fun venue. We sell out at that show. Bobby Gray's going to open for us, and then Gypsy Dolls. We are around. We are like pretty
Gypsy
residential,
Dolls are pretty much everywhere.
and we're fun. We're a fun band. So
Yeah.
please come out and see us too. We play pretty regularly at Jade, 562 Pacific Grill, and Kino's. If you want to hear our acoustic vibe,
The Hive, is that a new venue?
we are at the Hive
yeah.
too. So really,
I played there
grateful.
for you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That is such a fun
Like
place.
a month or two ago, yeah.
The vibe is super
Building over
cool.
there. It's a newer place, right?
It
Newer
is. It
venue.
used to be Slater's.
Okay.
know,
Okay.
so-
yeah, because I hadn't heard of it before, but
So
nice
yeah,
new place.
so fun,
Awesome.
lots of stuff.
Yay!
Yay! Love it. And my jobby job. So anyway,
And the jobby job, but
anyway,
yeah.
gonna keep going. Whatever. So
No, you have to, right? It goes into, financial health and whatever. I only have myself and my cats to support. If I had kids, I'm sure I would feel differently.
I got
as
my
well.
two kitties too, though.
I have 2 kitties, 2 kids, and
Bowie
you know.
and Pants Noodle.
I love that name.
She's just a chubby thing, you know. You just want to.
I have a chunky one too. Yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun having you today.
Thank you again.
Thanks.
All right. Love you.
Love you more.
Okay.
So much love here. Let me give another shout out to Studio 770 and our fabulous producer over here, producer, engineer. I don't know. Can I call you a producer? I'm technically the anyway. Richard Hurst over here
Awesome.
behind the board.
Hey.
Shanti Hast for creating this wonderful room.
It is a
and
beautiful
actually,
room.
She actually made most of the decor herself. So isn't it great?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So Studio 770, Tober Mei, or what was the Tobes, right? That's
You
your
can call me
Instagram.
Tobes. Yeah, Tobes or Tober May.
So Tobes May on Instagram, Tober May on Facebook.
Yes.
That's where we can find you. You can find me, crystalcluely.com, and Studio 770, studio770.com.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Music Prose, where we bring you closer to the heart of a musician's journey. Like, subscribe, comment, share, stay inspired. Let me know if you have anyone in particular you'd like me to talk to, or a specific thing you'd like to talk about, like musicians' financial health, or like
that's
we
a good one.
mentioned earlier, the vocal health, things like that.
Love
so,
that.
so yeah, give me comments, give me ideas on who you'd like to have me talk to. Until next time, keep the music playing and the stories flowing.